If you've ever been on the fantasy football side of the YouTube algorithm, I'm sure you've seen all kinds of videos and thumbnails like this. A lot of them do promote or sponsored by Underdog Fantasy, but I notice a lot of these videos don't do a good job explaining how it works or what it is, so that is what I will be doing in this video here. Alright, I know there's a lot of words on the screen, but bear with me here. This is how it works. It is a 12-team best ball style 18-round snake draft. It is half point per reception. Best ball means there are no week-to-week matchups and no roster management. The leaderboards and standings are completely based off of total points every week, and your point total is determined by your highest scoring 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 2 running back, and 3 receivers. So that is how your roster draws your point total for. So if you have 7 receivers on the roster, it'll take your 3 highest wide receivers or your 2 highest running backs, etc., etc. The regular season is weeks 1 through 14. The postseason is weeks 15 through 17, and the way you advance into the postseason and therefore into the money is by placing top 2 amongst your draft pool. Then you go up against other people who scored within the top 2 in total points in their draft pools. And then you get shuffled together into those groups of 12, and you have to essentially just keep beating out people who also have good teams who made it to the same spot where you are. I'll show you what I mean right now. Alright, so here's what I mean. These are 5 teams I drafted last year. These 2 down here, I did not advance to the postseason as I placed 3rd and 7th. You have to place top 2 to advance, like I said. But these 3 teams, on the other hand, advanced at least to the first round of the postseason because I placed within the top 2 of my draft pools. As you can see, like I explained earlier, you get the visual, the leaderboard. It's just all total points. Points are everything. You're drafting a complete team to put up the highest amount of total points possible every week. And then once you get to the top 2, you get reshuffled into another group that looks exactly like this of other teams that have placed top 2, which means you might get teams like sharing the same players and stuff, and it becomes like DFS a little bit in that way. But you get reshuffled into a group of 12 of the other good teams, and you have to keep placing top 2 and top 1 against these other good teams in weeks 15, 16, and 17. And depending how many total points you score amongst all these other groups of 12, that'll essentially determine how much money you make, even if you don't advance on. Alright, so here we are now. I'm actually going to be getting into a draft right now. See, we got this puppy, $5 entry. Best Ball Mania, $25 entry. We're just going to go with the 5-pack right now. This will be my first $5 draft so far this season. So here we go. So when you load into your draft, we wait for the spots to be filled. And they fill pretty quick, honestly. So, let's see. We need 9 more people. It is a 12-team draft, like I mentioned. 12-team draft, half-point PPR, all that good stuff. And it is best ball. So, here we are, waiting for this lobby to fill up, and I will come back to you guys when the lobby fills up. Alright, I'm back here again. The draft starts in a minute. Let's see, where am I? My name is Low Lobster on this thing, so... Oh, here I am. I'm at the end of the round. I'm at the end of the first round. I'm at the 111, so I'm going to be picking at the 1-2 turn right here, along with this guy with the 112. I like the picks closer to the top and the bottom of round 1. I'm not a big fan of, like, these middling picks, but it really just depends on the ADPs at that moment in time, like, based on when you're drafting. So I'm at the 111 here. I'm at the 111 and the 2-2. That'll be the core of my team, really. And all these guys are ahead of me here. Draft starts in about 18 seconds, as you can see right here. 15 seconds now. So at this range, I mean, just looking at the ADPs right now, also Underdog ADPs are very accurate, I would say, because there's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of drafts, so it's like, they have a huge sample size to work with. Not as good as before the season starts, but when you're a fiend like everyone in this lobby, including myself, doing fantasy drafts in May, you know, less sample size, a little more volatile. I haven't even made my own board yet, but here we go. The first round, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, McCaffrey. This is like pretty standard, I think, up here. This looks accurate. I honestly think Jamar Chase does have potential to jump Jefferson as the wide receiver 1 this year, but I don't know if y'all are ready for that conversation. Cooper Kupp at the 1-4. Who do we got at the 1-5, baby? Give it to me. Who do we got? JW728. Who are we picking here at the 1-5? He's thinking probably between Kelsey, Tyreek, Wow, Bijan has a high ADP. Yeah, Tyreek. Yeah, Cup and Tyreek, they go next to each other pretty much in every draft from what I've seen. I haven't done too much Underdog so far, but, you know, if you do content in the football space, fantasy and drafting and gambling and whatnot, it's always a good time. Garrett Wilson. I love Garrett Wilson. I think he should be going in the first or second round in every single draft, honestly. The potential with Rodgers there and that offense is huge. Kelsey at the 1-8. I like it. Kelsey's one of those players that you have to just keep taking in the first round every single year until he proves that he's no longer that dude, but he is that dude over in Kansas City. Here we go. AJ Brown at the 1-9. Tua Girls 1. Look at this guy's name. Tua Girls 1 Cup. Oh, you dirty dog. And when they have this symbol here, I think it means they've done like a lot of drafts, so this guy knows what he's doing. And here I am on the clock at the 111. Running backs, receivers. Who do I like here? I don't like the Colts, so I don't really want to go JT. I already drafted Eckler in another draft, so I'm actually going to go Devontae Adams here. I love me some Devontae Adams. He's like one of my favorite players to have in fantasy. Just so reliable. The floor is high, and he has games every year where he just explodes. CeeDee Lamb, JT. I can go Eckler here. I can go Saquon. I can go Nick Chubb. I'm kind of down for Saquon Barkley. I am a Giants fan, so being able to take Saquon here in the second round is just a ton of fun. And right in between my picks there, JT. This guy at the 1-2 turn went JT, CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb. JT, I'm sure will be fine. Josh Allen at the top of the second at the 2-3. I haven't made any more cuts here, but in the later rounds, I'll probably edit in between picks. But the top of the draft is where, you know, all the picks come in hot, big name players, guys you want to see. Eckler at the 2-4. I think his ADP will rise. I think people are just afraid of drafting him right now, given him wanting like to get that extension. And I don't think LA wants to give it to him, but they should. Amon-Ra, Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle. Receivers flying off the board here. I think I'm going to chill with the running backs for now, and I'm probably going to hammer some receivers here, I think. 15 picks away, though, is a little rough, but it's all right. Tony Pollard at 2-8. Mind you, these are 12-team drafts. Patrick Mahomes at 2-9. Who did this guy go in the first round? Cooper Kupp, Mahomes. I like it. Yeah, you could click the people's teams up here, and you can see like who they drafted so far, so... This guy, wow, Jamar and Higgins. Wow, he's probably going to go for Burrow then. He's definitely going to want that stack for sure. T. Higgins at 211 here. About 5 minutes into the video right now. I will be editing it as the later rounds come, but, you know, there's still big names, a lot of action here in these top rounds. Devontae Smith went off the board after Mahomes. Devontae Smith and T. Higgins are, like, in very similar situations, I think, where they both have wide receiver 1 potential for real life and fantasy football purposes, but in their offense, they're just the second option. Ramondre at the 212 in the 3-1 turn. This guy, Nelly 9 over here. I like Ramondre a lot this year. I like Ramondre a lot. Ramondre, Justin Jett, dude, this guy is killing the draft right now. He is killing the draft. What do you go, though, with this pick, though? Nick Chubb. I think it's respectable. Good value. Wow, yeah, this guy, yeah, see, he reached on Burrow, Higgins, Chase. Wow, this guy's going all in with the Bengals. Jalen Hurts, McCaffrey, Devontae Smith. Yeah, a lot of people going for stacks in this lobby, so I might try to get a stack as well. Maybe I can snag Jimmy G later on, but I'll probably try to get a stack later on, like I said. Jalen Hurts, Burrow, yeah, quarterback's coming off. Breece Hall, love Breece Hall, but I don't love the Achilles injury, or the ACL injury, whichever injury he had. I believe those are typically 2-year injuries. Look at Saquon Barkley, for example. He came back and looked like a shell of himself, and then the next season, last year, popped off back to Saquon Barkley ways. BT and Austin 27. Who are we going to take here? DK Metcalf went at the 3-5, middle of the third round. Probably after this pick here, I will start editing in between rounds. Let me get this show on the road here for you guys' sake. Timer runs out. Mark Andrews. I wonder if that was an auto pick. Bijan, Waddle, Andrews. I don't really like that draft. Derrick Henry, Garrett Wilson, Olave. Yeah, sure, why not? Good draft. This guy's Eckler and AJ Brown, Josh Allen, Diggs. Dude, everyone has stacks in this draft. I'm 2 picks away here in the 3rd round. And when you look at my roster here, I have Saquon and Devontae. So I could really go with anything here. I don't really love reaching on any of these quarterbacks right now. Dude, people have reached on quarterbacks in this draft. Honestly, I might just punt quarterback then. I could go Fields here, but I think there's better value at receiver and running back. Like, I have Amari Cooper on one team already, but you know what? I'm kind of down for Debo here. 35th ADP, drafting at pick 35. That's pretty efficient. So I got Debo, Devontae, Saquon. And now I pick again, and I could just go like ETN. I can go Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker. Honestly, this might seem a little crazy here. TJ Hawkinson, quarterbacks. No, I don't want Herbert. I think I'm going to actually go a little bit down the list here. I think Christian Watson is going to explode this year. This is my reach right now in the draft. As you can see, I picked him way earlier than his ADP lists, but ADP isn't the be-all, end-all. But I got 3 strong wide receiver ones here, strong running back and Saquon. I'm gonna value quarterback a little bit less in this draft, I think, unless I find my way to getting like a stack with like Trevor Lawrence or something in the next I'm 17 picks away because I got the double pick, so maybe I can get like Trevor and Kirk or something. But I'll get back to you guys after right before my next pick. But 4th round, Amari Cooper, Travis Etienne, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, Drake London. And I will get back to you guys in 15 picks when I pick here. So since my last pick, Calvin Ridley, TJ Hawkinson, Mike Williams, Terry McLaurin, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, George Kittle, who held it down last year in the final stretch of fantasy. If you know, you know. Jerry Jeudy, Dalvin Cook, Christian Kirk, Herbie. I'm 4 picks away, so let's just go into my thought process here. I could definitely use a running back too. I have no quarterback, no tight end. There was a big run on quarterbacks in this draft, so that's why I felt the need to get stronger at wide receiver, which is the most important position in this format because, as I mentioned earlier, 3 wide receivers' points get calculated every week, so you want the most high-end opportunities to score high points. Here I am, 1 pick away, almost on the clock. I'm either thinking a running back. Alright, so here we go. Aaron Jones, I was thinking about him. Miles Sanders, not crazy about it, but it's not a bad pick. I like J.K. Dobbins here, man. I really do. It's funny because he has had a lot of injuries in his career, but when he's healthy, he is just so incredibly efficient with the football in his hands. It's just unreal. And I think here, I'm going to hammer another running back or a receiver, I think. I'm not crazy about like any of the guys in this range. I like Damian, but I like Pacheco. Mixon's all right. Rashad White. Like, I kind of want to go for like these guys later on, like, you know, in the later rounds, just to be the depth pieces behind my 2 strong running backs here. So I do think it makes the most sense to go for receiver here, and I do want to go for a quarterback, maybe like Geno Smith at a decent value. So I could pair him up with Najigba or Tyler Lockett. George Pickens is all right. I think I'm actually going to go Jackson Smith-Najigba here. I'm kind of down for Najigba. And then I can maybe get Geno. Wait, was he already taken? Okay, no, he'll be on the board for a while, I believe. So let's see here. I'm going to target Geno Smith in another round, in maybe another 2 rounds. I'll try to get Geno Smith. And then with my next pick, I'll probably be eyeing a running back. As far as tight ends go, I'm not crazy about any of these guys yet, but I'll let you know when I'm back on the clock and we'll take a look here. Alright, and here I am at the end of the 7th round. Let's take a look at who is taken in front of me here. Pacheco, Evans, Mixon, Addison, Pickens, Connor, Cam Akers, Gabe Davis, David Montgomery, and here I am, 5 picks away. I need a quarterback. I need a tight end. I need some depth at running back. So let's see who's available here. Deshaun Watson, Marquise Brown, Treylon Burks, Kadarius Toney. Deontay Johnson is a good player. Oh, he was just sniped for me. Dang it. And Darren Waller, because I need a tight end too. I like Javonte Williams in Denver, but, you know, coming off the ACL, not, you know, not too crazy about it. Also, Daniel Jones was a top 12 fantasy quarterback last year, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think he was. So he's not a bad pick either, but I could wait on him. And I could wait on Geno, so I will be looking at skill position players then. Here we go. Treylon Burks, Evan Ingram, Marquise Brown. I was not going to take him, I don't think, anyway here. James Cook. Alright, so we can go tight end here. I don't love these guys at their values. Evan Ingram isn't awful here, but I kind of want a running back. I like Kadarius Toney here, but he's not always on the field. You know what? Let's go Treylon Burks here. I like Treylon Burks here. Tennessee has Ryan Tannehill, who might not even be the starter come week 1. They could easily cut him because he has no guaranteed money on his contract this year. They could start him and then maybe bring Levis in halfway through the year. I'm a big fan of Will Levis, if you didn't know. I have a video on him and some of the other draft prospects before the draft on my channel if you're interested. But I really like Will Levis, has an incredible arm, and that could favor Treylon Burks down in Tennessee. And he really is the #1 option, uncontested. And second-year players tend to blossom, so I'm cool with that pick. And then I got another pick here, Dotson, Dak. It's like, if I don't take quarterback here, will I miss the good quarterback train? I don't think so. There's still plenty of guys here I wouldn't mind taking. Still have no tight end. I don't want Javonte or Kamara because he's going to be facing a suspension. I'm kind of down with Brian Robinson. It's a bit of a reach, but... And they are kind of a committee, but I think with the bad quarterback play that is likely to occur in Washington this season, I think having their primary workhorse back, you know, he doesn't catch passes too much, unfortunately, but I think Brian Robinson will get the workload this year. So I did reach on a couple guys in my draft, like Christian Watson and Brian Robinson, but sometimes you just got to get your guys. Really no other way to put it. So here I'm going to filter everything on just so I could see who's looking like they'll be available in 16 picks, and that is when I'll get back to you guys. See you in a little bit. Oh no, you hate to see it. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarter. Look at this run on quarterbacks, and I still don't even have my QB1 yet. I was targeting Geno, I was targeting Danny Dimes, but now it's like, oh man, I'm going to have to settle for some rough quarterbacks. I mean, best QB available here. I mean, Kyler's not going to be ready week 1. Russell Wilson, kind of gross. I guess I have to go Goff by default. I mean, maybe Goff, and then maybe I can get like another Detroit receiver late in the draft, get a little stack going there. Whew, man, I kind of got killed in the quarterback department this draft, but at the same time, my receivers, I think, and my running backs are so stacked that I think it's fine. So here, let me just hammer another good receiver. Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, Lazard, Boyd. I will go... I already have Courtland Sutton in another draft. I think I will actually go Tyler Boyd here. I think he's a safe wide receiver, and if anything happens to Higgins or Jamar, you know, good depth piece there. And he does see games where he pops off, so I'm content with these receivers, especially given how good I feel about the first 3. Yeah, see, a good thing I took him because now these receivers are coming off the board. All right, so now here I need to go tight end or quarterback for sure. Oh, God, how do I filter this? Oh, God. Okay, here we go. I have Muth in another draft. I think I'm actually going to go with... Yeah, Goff is probably my best option here. He really is. I'll take Goff here. And then if there's like a Detroit wide receiver still available, maybe in the later rounds I can grab. I'm just looking around. Are all the Detroit receivers gone? I mean, their offense is projected to be pretty good this year. Khalif Raymond, not interesting. Alright, I'll come back to you guys in a little bit here when I have my pick. I Antonio Gibson, Keandre Miller, Deontay Foreman. I'm kind of interested in running back here, but Algier. I like Algier. Mostert, Jalen Warren, Zay Jones, Adam Thielen. You know what? Let's go with Adam Thielen. Veteran wide receiver going to Carolina here. Get Adam Thielen. Maybe I could take Bryce Young. That's an option for a second quarterback. Bryce Young or Jordan Love. Still need a tight end, but not too worried about it. On the clock again here. Tight end. Who do we got? Cole Kmet. Yeah, I like Cole Kmet. I like Greg Dulcich too. You know what? I'm actually kind of down to lock up one of these guys now, one of these guys later. I'm going to go Cole Kmet because I trust Justin Fields to blossom a little bit this season. So here's my lineup right now. I'm probably done taking receivers. I want to get one more quarterback, one more tight end, two more running backs. So 1, 1, 2, and that'll be done by like the 16th round, and then we have 2 extra rounds to work with towards the end. So I'll get back to you guys then. So maybe I grab one of these guys here. These guys are mostly handcuffs at this point, so you're not really going to get anyone with too crazy value here. But, wow, Cordarrelle Patterson is so low. What the hell? I mean, I get it. Bijan is there, but at the same time, he's still good. And Jerick McKinnon did re-sign with the Chiefs. I'm kind of surprised he's still here this late in the draft, honestly. I think I have Jerick McKinnon in another team as well, but even though it says here he's a free agent, as I was just looking at the little article, he did officially sign with Kansas City, so he's still with the Chiefs. And here I will probably take quarterback because this is like backup range, and I don't really want to be stuck with a backup. So, not taking Trey Lance. Stafford isn't an awful pick. Take it. Could go Jimmy G just to pair him with Devontae, but I feel like Goff will score more than Jimmy on a week-in, week-out basis. Tight end, maybe? I'm kind of down for some Taysom Hill. He's actually a fantasy cheat code because you know how he rushes touchdowns and does all kind of weird gadget stuff. That is really good in best ball because like he will just outscore every other tight end for the most part besides like Kelsey on like any given week where like he actually gets that red zone work. So I'm thinking I'm situated with tight end, probably situated with receiver. I do need another running back or two, do need another quarterback, maybe even or two. So I'm going to lean running back and quarterback probably rest of draft, so I could just filter these out right here. Back again, 3 picks away from my pick at the end of the 15th round. Like I said, these drafts are 18 rounds. They are deep. This guy just drafted Zeke, and he's a free agent right now, so that's how you know how deep these drafts are. I still need another quarterback, maybe 2. Still need another running back, maybe 2. And there's only 3 picks left, 15, 16. No, I have 4 picks left, so. All right. The 15-11, 2 picks away. I'm probably just going to draft rookies with potential upside. Zach Evans, is he a rookie? I don't even know. Michael Carter's not an awful pick here because Breece Hall might not be 100% to start the year, so I wouldn't mind Michael Carter. Wouldn't mind Gus Edwards. Wouldn't mind CPAT, but he might be a cap casualty, so I don't know. I think I'm actually just going to go with... I'll actually take Sam Howell here. Just because I need another quarterback, and it'll be his second year. He did have that good game versus Dallas down the stretch. The quarterback play in Washington will probably be bad, but just in case I'm an idiot and I'm wrong, I got to hedge myself a little bit by taking Sam Howell here. And I do need another running back here. Chuba, Gus, that draft pick. Chase Edmonds is in Tampa now? I didn't even know that. Alright, I think I'm just going to take... I'll take Gus Edwards here. I'll take my guy Gus the Bus here. 5 running backs. So now I have JK and Gus, so like, you know, they'll both see work. JK being the primary back. But if anything happens to him, he is a little injury prone, so, you know, I don't mind taking Gus here. And I still got Jarek, Brian, Robinson, that is, Saquon Barkley, the GOAT. Cole Kmet, Taysom Hill. I'm pretty content with this. I just kind of want to take some more flyers up here, maybe. I could even go a third quarterback here. Like, I could take Will Levis. Could take Will Levis. Could take a third tight end. I could even take another receiver, but... I mean, Josh Downs, he's a rookie, so, you know, there's some upside there. The Denver receiver's a rookie. Tyquan Thornton might have a good year in New England. Tim Patrick in Denver. Van Jefferson might see some work, but Kupp will be 100%. Like, there's still some guys here at wide receiver. That's why, like, after the first few rounds, like, maybe, like, see, like, these picks, like, Treylon, Tyler Boyd, like, Thielen. Like, I could just not take those guys next time and then get some of these guys later on, you know? Marvin Jones, I could stack him with Goff. Oh, I just realized he's back in Detroit now. Good for him. Alright, so I'll get back to you guys in 13 picks away at the bottom of the 17th round. Yeah, look at these names going, man. It's getting... The draft is pretty bleak down here. 4 picks away, 3 picks away now. Damn, someone's on auto draft. And I will probably go for running back and receiver, probably, with these last 2 picks here. I'll take this Josh Downs kid. He's a rookie, so you never know. At this late in the draft, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking rookies, so... Yeah, Kareem Hunt, the free agent. Some of these hype free agents go, like Odell last year when he was a free agent. You would see him being taken in a lot of these drafts late. 2 picks away. I am eyeing Josh Downs, Marvin Mims, essentially rookies that could have potential upside. Even Nathaniel Dell, Tank Dell in Houston. I would take him right now. Alright, 2 girls, 1 Cooper Kupp. Who are you taking? I'll take Tank Dell. Stroud was campaigning for him a lot during the draft, so I have 8 receivers now. But I do need a running back now. I really do. Running back. It's running back or quarterback. I mean, Sam Howell and Goff, I think, will be fine. And if one of these guys goes down, it's going to be a little rough. So I think I have to go running back here. And James Robinson in New England. I mean, they have Ramondre. But 2-year deal with the Pats. I mean, not a bad pick in my opinion. And then this is it. The end of the draft. I will show you guys the final board as well as my final lineup. And I will be back in a little bit. So now that the draft has concluded, I will go over here to completed. I will go over here to the puppy for 2023 NFL season. Boom. And here's my lineup. Jared Goff, Sam Howell, Saquon Barkley, J.K. Dobbins, Brian Robinson, Jerick McKinnon, Gus the Bus Edwards, and James Robinson. And then for receivers, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Christian Watson, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Treylon Burks, Tyler Boyd, Adam Thielen, Tank Dell, Cole Kmet, and Taysom Hill to round it out at the tight end position. And that is my team. I think with this draft, this is a fair draft. This is usually how I make my teams. I like to have, 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, hammer receivers, because mind you, you need 3 receivers every week for your total point calculation. So you want as many shots as possible, as it is the largest percentage of where your points come from on your team. Then Saquon Barkley, J.K. Dobbins, 2 strong running backs, and then just some good depth guys over here to facilitate for whenever they have a bad week or if they're hurt and miss some games. Got some decent guys that could put up some okay numbers from a backup position, in air quotes, I suppose. Then Cole Kmet, hoping Justin Fields blossoms. And Taysom Hill is my fantasy best ball cheat code, given the way they use him in the red zone, vulturing everybody's touchdowns. And then 3 strong receivers, some rookies with upside, and then some young players with upside like Treylon Burks, and then some veterans that are reliable, good floor guys. And yeah, that'll round out my team here. Yeah, so I had to jump back into the recording session here because this is actually something cool you can do. You can go back into the draft results, or even while it's live, and view the draft like this. Maybe for next time when I record a draft, I'll record it like this instead. But here it makes it very easy to see who went where. Rounds 1 through 10 you can see right here. So I'll let this sit on screen for a little bit. And then I'll scroll down here, and you can catch the rest of the draft, rounds 10 through 18. Let's see, I was number here, the second to last column here on the right. Goff, Thielen, Cole Kmet, Jarek McKinnon, Taysom Hill, Sam Howell, Gus Edwards, Nathaniel Dell, James Robinson, and Mr. Irrelevant was Luke Musgrave, the tight end the Green Bay Packers drafted. But this is the draft. Tell me what you think. This was my first ever underdog draft actually this year. So I'm sure the drafts will get better and better as the season comes on and we get more information about these rosters and these players. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you are interested, my promo code is in the description and I flashed it on screen earlier. Every time you deposit, I get a little bit of money. Help support the channel so I can do more drafts like this. And as per usual, thanks for watching.